Dale had passed away and we were not notified for 78 hours. I asked them directly, did you guys shoot him? What happened to him? We knew already that there was something, some things were just not being said. The RCMP's had 7 bloody years to try and sweep this under the carpet, and they've had 7 years to, you know, how do you say, manipulate their story, and you know, that causes great concern for our family. I do understand and hear what they've said about the lack of resources, the lack of investigators, but that's not our problem. This doesn't mean that the RCMP is innocent. That doesn't mean that they're guilty at this point. But what it does, it restricts us, our family, from hearing what happened that day. And that's very upsetting. It's very telling, and that just puts into question as well, like, you know, how much of this is being orchestrated by the RCMP, how much of this is being orchestrated by their union, how much of this is being orchestrated by their lawyers. There was a lot of questions in the courtroom about who instructed Dahlman and who was the supervisor of Dahlman, and learning that there was a copy and pasted prime document between Cruz and Dahlman really showed to me that obviously he is being instructed by somebody. My heart sank when I read that, because the thing is, it's been 7 years, and regardless of the time frame, in my mind, my cousin is dead. Somebody needs to be accountable, somebody needs to be responsible, we need to hear what happened, and that I don't believe that you know, a technicality such as that should be the priority. I think the priority needs to be that those folks that have been charged and that have gone through the courts, that they be dealt with accordingly. The reason why we want that is to ensure that when incidents like this, they must go to court, so we can hear and we can understand what has happened there. And also the level of accountability and responsibility for people who are supposed to be protecting us as individuals in British Columbia. They have a responsibility and a duty to the public to tell us what happened and why it happened. So we are urging the BC Prosecution Office to reconsider, and that, you know, it's been very hard for our family in the sense that we haven't even heard a response. And I want to know why we're not hearing a response. Indigenous people aren't going to stand for this anymore. How do we call that policing? And that's why we're calling and stepping forward around police reform, because this has to change. We can't live like this anymore.